Hello, BookTube. This is the Scholar Gentleman, finally getting to you with another video. I'm here down in the Zero Room, surrounded by all the things in print that I love. Love it when you can smell it smells like a library too, but with all this stuff in here. A lot of stuff I probably forgot about, but that's okay. Anyway, my latest book report is EDINBURGH TWILIGHT by Carole. I actually found this in a charity shop. We have a shop here called Savers, and it's like Goodwill's. No, actually, no. I found this in Goodwill's. I apologize. Found this in Goodwill's. I had a book trawling urge that I had to scratch, so went over there looking for A Tree Grows in Brooklyn because I'd seen that book there many times before. Decided, okay, I hear it's great. I'll pick it up for a few bucks. It's a little more. You can't just get books there for $2 anymore at Goodwill. People have discovered that secondhand goods, vintage, is now a thing that you want to do. So, no luck finding that, but I did find this. All I had to do was see the title, and it said to be Scotland. So I picked it up, looked at it, and hey, a detective story that takes place in Victorian Edinburgh. Edinburgh, that's it. That's for me. So I picked it up and I read it pretty quickly, I have to say. And of course, while I was reading this book, I discovered a new way to highlight. If I'm going to be a more mindful reader, I took a page out from Kem's Campbell Reads. Sorry, had a brain glitch there. So I bought myself some highlighters and these little post-it page markers because I don't want to dog-ear the pages of my books anymore. Put that over here. Anyway, this book falls into the category of tartan noir. Film noir, but it's tartan noir. Basically, it's a crime book that's set in Scotland, couched in Scottish history and Scottish culture. Yeah, I found myself putting off other stuff because I wanted to read another chapter, and hey, that's a good sign when it comes to a book. I believe the term is unputdownable. So yeah, it's the tale of Ian Hamilton. Is it? Yeah, it's Ian. Let me just check. I want to get the name right. Yes, Ian Hamilton Mysteries. It's great in the sense that they give you get a sense of the character's history and backdrop, along with why he wanted to join the police force. His is a tragic background. Lost his parents in a fire. No, he lost his family in a fire, but his brother and him were the only survivors. And so because of that injustice, he decided to get into police work, which is now he's a. I don't understand how the hierarchy goes in Britain, but DC, Detective Chief Inspector, Detective Chief. I don't know. I should know this, but I don't know. But anyway, it's very, very engaging read. It really highlights the place names of Edinburgh quite well, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So turns out it's the first out of 3 printed Ian Hamilton mysteries. So the other 2 are winging their way towards me right now. So if you like Scotland, if you like Victoriana, my camera's tilting a little bit. You like Scotland, you like Victoriana, give this book a go. Also, there's a lightly queer subtext to it, in that the criminal has, let's just say the criminal has some issues he has not dealt with. The culprit in our story, he has some issues he has not dealt with, and it involves the city's very clandestine homosexual men hookup scene. And in the way Ian Hamilton is written, I think he might be closeted. And I'm saying this not to be woke, but I'm saying this only because that his thought process mirrors the exact same way my thought process worked when I was coming out of the closet. It's like, he questions himself, like, well, why aren't women, why am I not hung up on women like my coworker is here. Why don't I find them attractive? And this whole thing. And so he's questioning himself. He's doubting himself. So I think as we go further down the line, he's going to be coming to some revelations about his own sexuality. I may be wrong. We'll see. But we can smell our own. Just put it that way. So that's how. But yeah, I had a great time with it. Um, I'm looking forward to the next two books coming around. But to clear the palate right now, I'm reading a Hardy Boys book. Not this one that I'm going to show you, but it's called The Missing Chums. Come on. I've got all kinds of stuff packed up here on top of them. But this is like one of the lot of books I bought when I was a kid. These are the ones that were published when I was a kid. With that, they still have these now, but they have a different logo on top with a little dog-eared symbol on top. I wanted one that, call it a midlife crisis. I wanted one that represented the era that I grew up in. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I had this, The Disappearing Fly. I had this one and read them before. Apparently, these were like published in the 30s, apparently, which I didn't know. And they had to change them when they were reissued in the 70s because police detecting methods had changed. So apparently Franklin Dixon, or the person who's using that pen name, had to edit every one of the books to reflect modern detecting methods. And it's all very all American, and youth culture, friendly youth culture of the time period. The Hardy Boys have friends, they go to parties, but it's all very wholesome. There's no drug taking. There's more innocent time. They have their own bicycles. Their dad is a private detective, former cop. And yeah, they're also handy in the woods. They're quite decent role models for, for boys to have, American boys, especially if you were reading it. That's who they were aimed at. But anyway, so that's what I'm reading, the Missing Chums right now, which is the third book. And you can read the Hardy Boys in any order because it's not like, they're concentrating on character development or long form serial storytelling. The only reference you'll get is like, yeah, well, geez, we've been having adventures ever since. They'll mention the first book, and then they'll mention the previous book, the previous adventure that they just had. And towards the end of the book, they'll mention their adventure they're going to have in the next book. Little did Frank and Joe know that they were going to be involved in the adventure of the missing bong. I don't know. It's all printed out in italics so that you can go look for it at the bookstore or go order it. You had an order form way back when. But yeah, I'm just reading that to clear the palate. After that, I don't know. I might continue the Ian Hamilton mysteries. I might finally read the 9th Outlander book. Might go for horror. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I mean,